we got to do this thing. We're doing it now. It's done. Next thing now.
Like they're checking off a list.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like George Lucas had a list of things that needed to happen in the movie, and he went, "Great, next scene." And it's crazy because I feel like the first couple of scenes drag on way too long. The whole thing, and I'll get to it as we get through it.
Well, let me just interject, as I usually do a lot in these reviews.
Title card: The Dead Speak. No.
But this is a great point to movies like that Quentin Tarantino does. That I've noticed is even in TV shows, a lot of movies, they literally go from scene to scene.
Yeah.
That people, they have some banter, and then it cuts to the next day. But Quentin Tarantino, like, his people actually talk to each other like real people. Mm-hmm. They have real, even if they're talking about nothing, like in Pulp Fiction, like him and Sparta, they talk about nothing. Mm-hmm. But it feels real. It feels actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's all of his movies. It doesn't just go from scene to scene. It feels like a natural progression of real life.
A thing that QT does, Quentin Tarantino,
as he's affectionately known.
Yeah, a thing that QT does really well, and I think that like opened up a lot of people's eyes to things, is that a lot of writers have always been told that like if the dialogue is not pertinent to the story, then it's not good dialogue.
Yeah.
And Quentin Tarantino, quite literally, like in Pulp Fiction, they're sitting in the car talking about McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Iconic scenes.
So casually. And the reason why that's so cool, like from like a scene, is because they're having a really casual, mundane conversation with a dead body in the car.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, oh, this is, what the fuck? What did they do if that's just a casual thing, you know? So that's a part of that.
But it feels natural. It's weird to the layperson who like probably
you'd be
freaking
out,
person, but because that's what they do.
And guess what?
They're just living their lives.
It makes
another Tuesday.
It makes it pertinent to the story because immediately you go, these guys do this a lot.
It tells you so much about their characters
without having to say anything.
Yep.
They didn't go, man, another dead body in the car. That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't talk about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's a free writing lesson for you guys if y'all like writing. You don't have to have your characters talk about the story. You can have your characters talk about whatever, and it helps. And as long as it helps you understand the characters, it helps you understand the story.
Yeah, exactly.
So George,
that's the whole idea of showing and not telling.
That exactly is the idea of show don't tell. Yeah. What are you taking pictures of me for? What's going on?
She wants to show somebody something later, not tell them.
Oh, that's smart. Smart idea. That's my wife.
No context.
Smart wife. Title card, Star Wars, Episode 4, New Hope. Episode 4, that's crazy. I didn't know there were 3 other ones.
Well, at the time, there were not.
Something going on about the Republic and the Empire and blah, 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 blah. You're on a big ship. Robots.
This is America. So Republic good, Empire bad.
Yeah, Republic good, Empire bad. That's how that works. You're on a ship. Doors open. Bang. Shoot. Bah, 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 bah. They're fighting. A bunch of dudes die, but some dudes in white suits don't, because this is a metaphor for Nazis and the KKK all at once. Did you know that? Were you aware of that? The Empire was supposed to be like everything that was bad.
I mean, I guess when you get into episode 6, 7, and 8, they're basically like Nazis, space Nazis. So
yeah,
makes sense. I didn't know that, but it makes sense.
Yeah. That's the point. Yeah, I guess the new trilogy really hammered in the "these are Nazis" point.
Yeah,
like really hard.
Yeah.
They quite literally have them lined up in front of massive flags.
Swastikas. No,
yeah. They had to cut that out for Disney, but that's what it was. Who's on the ship? It's Darth Vader. Who's that? I don't know, man.
But he sounds like James Earl Jones.
But he's really cool looking and has a really cool voice. And he's looking for something.
Can we talk about the good stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the good stuff?
That they introduced the bad guy, and he's actually kind of like really menacing. Not the original voice actor, but with James Earl Jones's voice, he's actually menacing, and they show that right off. I think that's good to establish that your bad character is really strong and menacing. I think they did that.
That's fine. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like Darth Vader.
He literally, you're gonna get to it, but in a few scenes later, he force chokes at a guy in a meeting.
I wish he'd
'Cause
force
he's
choke
some-
me.
because he's making fun of. Yeah, well, don't we all?
What's he looking for? Information. Information from who? From Princess Leia. Who's she? I don't know. She gets kidnapped. We'll figure out who she is later. But before she gets kidnapped, there's these two droids, C-3PO and R2-D2. C-3PO is kind of an uppity bitch, and R2-D2 is like your best friend from high school.
He's like the British servant butler type.
Yeah, that speaks every language.
R2-D2's the quirky little side character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we love
The comedic
R2-D2.
relief.
R2-D2 is there to basically move the plot along all the time. Never not
the
to do
movies
that.
literally rest on the shoulders of R2-D2.
Yeah, quite literally.
And even some of the newer ones.
Yeah. So they get into a C-3PO and R2-D2 get into an escape pod and boom, back to...
Actually, I never really thought about that, what I just said, R2-D2, but it really is. Because, like, he's the one that goes to...
Yeah,
to
he
Luke's
does all
home.
of it.
Yeah, shoot.
So they get shot down onto the planet that I don't remember the name of. Go ahead, get mad at me again in the comments. It's where Luke is. What's the name of it? Okay, great. So I'm not alone right now.
Yeah.
When you're in front of a camera,
It's
you
the-
forget things.
it's
I
the
just want
one.
everyone to know. It's a common phenomenon. If you've never been in front of a camera, you don't know. Put yourself in front of a camera and try to remember important things. I dare you, losers. Anyways, so R2-D2 and C-3PO are in a bunch of sand, and they don't know where they are, but R2-D2
Tatooine
has to
or
find
something?
something. There it is, Tatooine.
There we
Thank
go.
you, Jarvis.
Yep. My brain, it took a little bit. but
Tatooine.
I got there.
Yeah. I got one of those the other day.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it's a little guy.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but Jarvis can. It's a
Yeah.
little
I need
Charmander.
to get some more Tatooines.
Yeah, we'll work on it. That was a $10. No, it was a $20 one from Friday the 13th.
Nice.
So
The droids are on Tatooine now.
yeah, and then they get picked up by Jawas, who are scavengers that like to resell robots that they steal,
Yeah.
basically. So they sell C-3PO
They're,
to
they're like nomadic pawn shops.
yes, nomadic pawn shops. We called those thieves, but
yeah. Yeah, that all pawn shops would like to not be referred to as thieves, but
yeah, well, depending on where they got the stuff, we'll talk about it.
yeah.
It's Uncle.
Hey, if the shoe fits.
What's his? What's Luke's uncle's name? I want to say Uncle Ben.
No,
I don't think that's
no,
right.
No, it's not.
That's Spider-Man.
Yes, that's Spider-Man.
So Uncle Ben buys C-3PO. It doesn't matter. He doesn't live long anyway. And C-3PO goes, hey,
He's gonna
if
be
you need another droid, R2-D2 is pretty cool, and I've worked with him before. And they go, no. And then the other droid that they bought explodes, and he goes, and so they buy R2-D2. And then Luke goes to go fix up R2-D2 and C-3PO and finds the message. It's Leia, a beautiful woman in a hologram, saying, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And he goes, whoa, that's crazy. I don't know it, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
you know what's funny is that that's accurate to a lot of guys these days.
Yeah.
Is that the women they're attracted to are just on a screen?
Yep. Yep. Hey, me too. So Luke goes back to his uncle and his aunt and is like, yeah, it's crazy. This one droid had a message
I
on it
remember the aunt's
for
name,
an
Aunt
Obi-Wan
Beru.
Kenobi. In Peru, yes.
But
And the uncle dies in 5 minutes. That's his new name. And he says, yeah, there's a message on the droid for an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you think it has anything to do with like old Ben Kenobi? And they went, don't you go talk to that crazy old man. I swear to God, he'll put frogs in your ears. I don't know.
yeah, there were
Some weird stuff. They're
They were
very
very
scared of it.
subtle about.
They called him an old wizard, which I thought was nice. I would love to be called an old wizard one day.
They were very subtle about.
Yeah, very subtle about that he shouldn't go talk to him.
Well,
You shouldn't go over there. No, please don't go talk to him. It was pretty much like that. And so what does Luke do but take the droid to Ben Kenobi.
Classic Luke Skywalker.
And he goes, "Hey, Ben, do you know an Obi-Wan Kenobi?" And he goes, "Oh, man, I haven't heard that name in a long time." And he goes, "Is he dead?" He's like, "He's right here, baby." You're looking at him.
He literally pulls off the mask and it's his same face.
And it's him, but it's Liam Neeson.
I'll show you Ben Kenobi. He pulls off and it's just he was wearing an Alec Guinness, what is his name, his mask.
Yep, there you go.
He was wearing a mask of his own face.
Man, I'm gonna watch this next part just a little bit. Ben,
You're
Obi-Wan.
playing your character that upsets the Star Wars fans.
That's true. Ben, Obi-Wan, whatever you want to call him. I'm gonna call him Ben. It's a more normal name. People recognize it better. So Ben Shapiro,
I call him Benny. I call him Benny Kenny.
Benny and the Jets. The Jets are the droids. So Benny and the Jets have to go find Princess Leia. He, for some reason, knows exactly where to find her. Said he's going to be on Vader's ship. We got to find someone.
Well, we found out in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on.
Oh, that's
Disney
cool.
Plus
I didn't know that.
why he knows Leia.
Oh, okay, good.
They went on adventures when she was a wee little.
It also kind of made sense later in the series, too, because it's like he knows. He definitely very much knows. He probably set up the whole thing. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That one's alluded to. And so they go, yeah, we got to get off of this fucking rock and go find some fun adventures to go on. You want to learn about my religion?
So the old man kidnaps a boy
and inducts him into the cult of the Jedi.
How old is he supposed to be?
I don't know. I think he's probably like 16.
That's not weird at all.
No.
Come join me in space, young one.
And he goes, well, I can't. I got to go home to deal with the desert crops. Because somebody has to. And then he shows up back to his house. His aunt and uncle are dead.
Conveniently.
Who did it? It was Darth Vader. He showed up and just killed him because he was looking for the droids. I don't know if did Vader actually kill them himself, or I think he sent people for it.
Yeah.
So Luke goes, well, guess I'm going with this guy.
You could say that he was the puppet master behind it.
Yeah. There you go. The puppet master. So they go to a bar, because that's where you find all the best free rides, and talk to some handsome-looking dude who could probably put on a really nice hat and crack a whip real well. And his big furry friend. Big friend who's a furry.
I bet you he's really good at finding stuff that's hard to find, too.
He's probably very good. Things that belong in museums. And he goes, yeah, I could get you there, but it's going to cost you, I don't remember, 10,000 credits. And Luke goes, 10,000 credits, that's so much. And Ben goes, make it 20 and you got yourself a deal.
He
really did.
He's always been, yeah, I know. I watched it recently. I remember he's so good at haggling.
He's so good at haggling. That is what happened. I know you're laughing. There's a little more context to it. But that is what happened. And Han goes, yeah, sure. Let's go pack some bags. I'll meet you there in 20.
He literally said, you drive a hard bargain.
Yeah, drive a hard bargain, but I'm just going to have to take you up on it. And then Han shoots Greedo. He shot first. That was pretty evident.
Yeah, that's not a debate.
No, there's no reason. There's a bounty hunter looking for Han Solo, just so you know, because he owes Jabba the Hutt a lot of money. And Greedo was sent to go get Han, but Han killed Greedo. It comes back to bite him in the butt in like 20 minutes. Don't worry, because there's just a checklist of things that has to happen in this movie.
Yeah, we're going through them. We're going down the checklist.
So they get on the Millennium Falcon, coolest ship to ever exist.
Which
continues to be the coolest ship.
Everybody except for Han Solo and the fans, think it's Apollo junk.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
They literally made fun of him.
Yeah,
like when she first saw the ship, she's like, "Oh wow, you're brave to."
We were in the ship recently,
and it was
very cool.
Yeah. So
I had to tell Sybil that we were in it, and she was like, "Oh yeah." And then I texted Greg and I said, I'm in the Millennium Falcon, and he tried to FaceTime me right then and there.
Classic Greg.
Classic Greg. We also went on a Imperial Star Destroyer, but that's a different story. Very fun at Batu, just so you guys know. I highly I don't even care if you're a Star Wars fan. It's so much fun. Sybil agrees. It was like best themed, best taken care of area in the entire parks. And we did all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so they go, and I believe what happens next, it's been a few weeks, is that they go and they rescue Leia, but with a lot of hijinks and shenanigans.
Yeah, I remember Han Solo yelling at a control panel and then shooting it with a gun.
Yes, that did. So they go onto the Star Destroyer that Vader's on. They sneak in, they kill a couple of stormtroopers and take their outfits and pretend like they're arresting Chewbacca, while the droids go and figure out what's going on with Leia. They find her, and Luke goes, "I'll just go grab her." And they go,
Which you shouldn't do. You shouldn't just go and grab
Yeah,
her.
you should never go and just grab women. Always ask for consent.
Especially when it involves their safety, even if it's a life or death situation.
Yeah.
Get consent first.
Like that one TikTok of the hairdresser that always asks the person that she's cutting their hair if it's okay to touch them first.
Yeah.
Because that one's not kind of obvious. But this is a different thing. We're saving lives here. So you always, hey, I'm here to save you. Do you want me to save you? And then if she says yes, you can rescue her.
Which you're going to do. But again, it's a different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. George Lucas did not write it well.
Yeah.
That was a little tongue-in-cheek moment. Consent's important.
Oh, don't talk about Luke and Leia and tongues and cheeks, okay?
Woof. So because Luke has, been an adventurer and has wielded a lightsaber for all of 20 minutes, he's definitely qualified to take on an entire army of people by himself to go rescue a woman. Especially one that, let's be real, can take care of herself. She demonstrates that time and time again.
Yeah.
Oh no, I feel like I'm missing a part.
Probably.
I feel like I'm missing before all of this happened. When Leia got caught originally, Darth Vader brings her up to the Death Star in the space laser room.
You're right. That is
And says, we have this thing that can kill a planet. We're pointing it at Alderaan, and we're going to shoot it unless you tell me where the rebel base is. Yeah, that's where she's princess.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, I can't do that. I'll never do that. And they said, great, then we'll destroy the planet. And then she goes, no, wait, I'll tell you where they are. They're at some fucking place.
Dantooine.
Dantooine, yes. Is it really? I think it is.
Something like that.
I think it is.
Yeah, they were really good with the names back then.
Right.
Tatooine, Dantooine.
Yeah. Hoth later. And she goes, no, wait, it's over here. And they go, oh, okay, great, thanks. Kill the planet. Because they're evil.
And then she was like, no. And then later, when they get to Dantooine, they're like, the rebels aren't here. She lied. And they're like, and
it's like, yeah, fucking course she lied, you idiots.
And they have the audacity to be upset that she lied to
That's
them.
what I'm saying. So back to...
It's not so fun when the shoe's on the other foot, is it?
No. So back to rescuing her. They do. Han shoots some guy, and then they go, hey, there's a lot of noise going on up there. What's going on? He goes, oh, no, it's fine. It's just someone's blaster went off accidentally. Don't worry about it. And they go, what's your security code or whatever it was? And he goes, hey, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And they almost do. And also while this is all happening, Ben just kind of is walking around by himself.
Yeah.
Looking for something.
Yeah.
He doesn't say what. It's Vader. We know it's Vader.
He's making his way to his next scene.
Yeah, he's walking to his next scene,
Yeah.
which is conveniently a fight to the death with Darth Vader.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while he's trying to get to his next scene,
and,
everybody's in a giant
and
trash
then
compactor.
the trash compactor thing happens. They're all getting crushed. They go, C-3PO, turn off all the trash compactors, and then they do.
Can I say something real quick? Luke yelling, 3PO, 3PO, was like probably the most annoying thing in the whole movie. I
agree.
I don't like that part at all.
Yeah, no, you're
3PO,
right.
where are you? 3PO.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, okay, that's all. I needed to make that point. It was very important to me. that the full-time movie fans knew that I really disliked that.
So
part.
they escape the trash compactor, and they're like, we gotta get back to the Millennium Falcon. And they start running, and then as they're running, Luke's like, wait, what about Ben? And he looks up into a rafter where he's fighting Darth Vader.
They stumble
Crazy.
they stumble upon Obi-Wan in his next scene.
Yeah, and they're just duking it out with their lightsabers, which awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Classic. Iconic.
Very cool. And Ben gives a little sly look to Luke, gives him a little wink and blows him a kiss, and then just disappears as Vader doesn't cut him in half. He just disappears.
Yeah. And then Vader all of a sudden is like, good, I won. And it's just like, that's not weird to you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've cut plenty of people with your lightsabers. What? It's like, I'm sure you've killed plenty of people with your lightsaber. How many times has that happened, bro?
Yeah. They just... No. No one ever explained it. It's just like that. The fan theory is that Ben just decided it was his time to go. Saying it out loud made it a lot less.
I mean, Luke. Hey,
Did you imagine? Yeah, I'm ready to die.
If only,
Go on,
dude. If that were the case,
crazy.
If it were that easy, I probably would have disappeared a long time ago.
Look, the high schools would be empty.
Yeah, dude. You know what? But Luke also did that. Luke also did that.
That is true. He did also do that.
But he was also like projecting himself.
But we saw him
Millions of miles
disappear.
away.
We saw him disappear.
That's true.
It
That's
didn't
true.
just like
I mean, we saw
he like
Obi-Wan disappear, but it was a lot more abrupt.
yeah.
He didn't fade away slowly, cinematically. He just kind of just disappeared.
So anyway, they get off the planet and meet up with the rebels.
Dude, what if Obi-Wan was actually force projecting himself the whole time, and he was literally just like
He's
in
just
his living
back
room
on
watching
Tatooine.
just watching TV or something?
Crazy to do.
That's
New
that's a new
headcanon.
theory.
Absolutely. He's still there.
Yeah, and that's hey, he stuck a little like earpiece somewhere on him.
Yeah.
And that's when he says use the force. Like it's literally just
He's sitting there playing Fortnite
a
on his
little-
TV, and he goes, "Oh, Luke's having some problems. Use the Force, Luke."
it's literally
Hey guys, I downed 3 and tilted.
it's literally a radio device. That'd be so funny, right?
It would be very.
Use the force, Luke.
So they meet up with the rebels, and Leia goes, "Hey Han, you're a really good pilot. You should fight with us in the rebels." And he goes, "Sorry, sweetheart. Unless you confess your love for me right now, I'm leaving," which is almost exactly how it said.
Verbatim.
Yeah, and this is where Leia goes, "If I like you so much, explain this," and then kisses Luke.
Yeah, see, that's really her fault.
That one is, I will say, that one is her fault.
Yeah, that
She
was
did do that
uncalled for and out of pocket.
one. And so Han leaves anyway because he's got to go deal with a big old slug man,
Yeah.
who has a bounty on his head.
Yeah.
And so he pretty much disappears for a good chunk of the movie.
Yeah, whenever someone disappears, they're just walking their way to their next scene.
Yeah. Well, actually, Han went to his trailer for a 40-minute break before he shows up for the third act
There we
to
go.
back everybody up in the fight
Yeah.
on the Death Star.
He took a stop at craft services.
Yeah. And so we get a lot of exposition about how the rebels are going to fight and how they have already found a weak point in this massive, massive construct of the Death Star. It's a small air vent.
It was in the
Size of a blaster.
it was in the plans that R2D2 had.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because R2-D2 got the plans. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, you know how I know that? Because of The Force Awakens. Literally copied the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is correct. Because The Force Awakens is just A New Hope, but with different characters.
Yeah.
Which makes it an okay movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. With less, I guess, rapey vibes, I guess.
Slightly better, then.
Yeah.
Except the vibes are that they're trying to get basically they're trying to get Luke and Darth Vader to kiss. Whoa. We got to talk later. That's not okay. She said, "I'm into it." And then Luke goes, "No, I could take care of that. I'm a really good pilot." Because he was in like
the family.
Yeah,
I
because
guess?
he was like, yeah, true.
Genetic.
Yeah, spoilers. If you guys don't know this by now, also you're watching this, you're a Star Wars fan. What? Darth Vader is Luke's father. His name is quite literally, and thank you, Pitch Perfect. Thank you, Anna Kendrick. His name is literally Darth Father. Vader is the German word for father.
Nice.
Yeah, and Darth is dark, so it's Dark Father.
I had a very not dark father. He was incredible, yeah.
Same. So I mean, I'm lingering on this a lot. It's happening a lot. Han shows back up while they're all fighting. Goes, haha! I see. I told you that I am a good guy. Who wants to kiss me? It's probably Leia. And then Luke loses his auto targeting on the little hole, and he's the only one left. And Darth Vader's chasing directly after him, or no, he was chasing directly after him, or
There's a
whatever.
few people that try to blow up the thing. They can't do it because skill issues.
And they go, we gotta get out. All of our auto firing's down. And Luke goes, no, I can do it. And then Ben from the great beyond goes
from his living room.
Yeah, from his living room into the earpiece goes, use the Force, Luke. And Luke literally goes, pew, and gets it because all you need, and hey, this is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
All you need is faith and belief in God.
Is that
Well, because the Jedi are a religion.
Yeah, and the Force is God.
And the Force is like the Holy Spirit in this sense, I guess.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. The Holy Spirit guided the missiles where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Is
because the Holy Spirit the Holy Spirit cares about mortal conflict.
He's literally the OG homing.
Yeah. That and Luke's midichlorians are off the charts. But we don't learn about those until
my midichlorian levels are so low right now. I went to the doctor and they're low.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I know.
You taking supplements?
No, I don't qualify.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's bad news for me.
So everyone goes, wow, Luke, you're a hero. And then they all get medals.
Except for
Chewbacca?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chewbacca doesn't get a medal.
People were upset about that.
Yeah.
Which is another dumb thing that they tried to fix in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, they gave him one in The Rise of Skywalker.
How dumb The Rise of Skywalker is, because nobody cared about that.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the whole story. Hey. You look good over there.
Look real good.
We thought about sharing your kindness with others.
Share the love.
Maybe like the video. Click on that subscribe button. And show your friends.
Yeah, just touch it ever so lightly, that like button. Move over to the subscribe button. Maybe tap your keyboard just a little bit. Leave a comment. Bye.
That's it.